Welcome to day 6 of Sleep Awareness Week. For those who don't know me, my name is Carol Richard. I am the founder of the Sleep Success Academy. And in day 6, I wanted to talk about the last hour before bed, or what Benjamin Hardy would call the sweet spot hour. So Benjamin Hardy wrote many books with Dan Sullivan. The one that I'm pulling this from is called The Gap and the Gain. If you haven't read that book, I highly recommend it. He talks about this gap and gain mindset, meaning that when we're in a gap mindset, we're in a limited mindset. But when we're in this gain mindset, it's very supportive to our goals, to our life, to what we want to accomplish. And the big difference that I've learned from him is usually when we want to achieve something. So we have this idea of what we want, and we start at this level that we are today. And say, like, in 30 days, I want to make my sleep better. And the goal would be to sleep well 7 nights a week from whatever time to whatever time. So that's the ideal. With where I am today might be that I never have a good night's sleep. And so in 30 days from now, I look at what I've been able to achieve and say I'm achieving 3 good nights of sleep out of 7. The gap mindset would be, oh, I've only achieved 3 good nights. I'm going to focus on the 4 nights that I didn't get good sleep. So my mind would say things like, well, I'm a failure. I didn't reach my goal. I was only able to get 3 good nights sleep when I really wanted to have 7. What's wrong with me? That's kind of how our mind, like, there must be something really wrong with me or with my biology that I'm not able to produce this sleep. And he says instead we should look at the gain mindset. The gain mindset being when I look at where I was to how much I've achieved, even though the ideal, I didn't achieve the ideal, but I want to look at what I've achieved. And I measure just between where I was to what I've achieved. The things we'll say is like, wow, I went from 0 good night sleep to 3 or to 4 good night sleep. I found that I could fall asleep a lot easier, even on the nights I didn't sleep. Another gain that I got is I had more energy the next day. So when we start focusing on our gains, on our wins, what happens within us, within ourselves, and this really helps with our mindset, is we can then feel more confident that we'll be able to make or create better sleep for ourselves. We just feel powerful, we feel uplifted, we have some relief come in. And so he really talks about how to create this gain mindset. And one of the ways is by having this sweet spot hour, the last hour of the day. And so this is what I want you to start thinking about for yourself today, is what is it that you do that last hour? Are you in the gap mindset where you are scrolling on social media, you're comparing yourself with other people, you're saying, oh, there's no way I'm going to be able to fall asleep, but yet you're staying stuck there? I still do it once in a while, and then I recognize, okay, wait, I need to shift my mindset and I need to use this last hour to bring some regulation in my nervous system, to think about what I want to accomplish tomorrow, to actually focus on my wins. So he suggests focusing on 3 wins, no more than 3, because anything more than 3, or when you plan your 3 wins for the next day, he says no more than 3. You can, however, reflect on the wins you've had during the day and name 100 if you want. And what might those wins sound like? For me, a win would be that I got my exercise in. A win could be that I got 10 minutes outside in the sunshine today. A win could be that I just woke up breathing. Like, that's a win. If we wake up this morning, then that's a win. And so start focusing on this gain mindset. A win could be that I was able to make good soup today. A win for me today is recording all these videos that I am releasing for Sleep Awareness Week, right? So when I look at my wins as opposed to what I didn't get done, it feels so much better. So he really suggests doing that the last hour before bed, making that last hour a gain hour. So how can you stay off your phone, stay off social media, do something that's relaxing? I have gotten in the habit of, I never did this before. This is where I say behaviors change automatically once your emotional well-being and your mindset is better. I automatically now make sure that the area that I sit in the morning when I wake up to do my thinking and reflection is all set up. I'll have my heated blanket set up there because it's kind of cool in the morning. So I just get up, go turn on the blanket. It's already set up. My journal is there. I have a candle set up. Everything is ready, so that I'm setting myself up for success. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm not, oh, what do I need to get? Or like, what am I doing this morning? I know right away that I'm going to my chair. It's a really comfy recliner. I sit in there and then I start processing, start waking up slowly. I try not to have coffee first thing in the morning. I try to have water, hydrate my body, and then I'll make my coffee after about an hour being awake. Sometimes it doesn't work. I make my coffee like 10 minutes after being awake. It depends. But I've at least set myself up. And he says you can do that by focusing on the last hour before bed. If you just really look at this sweet spot hour and make it a productive gain mindset hour, what it can do for your sleep, for your life is amazing. And so you don't have to change everything about your life. You just have to look at that last hour. And if you say, well, Carol, I really like watching TV with my spouse that last hour, that's okay too. If it's something that is not dysregulating to your nervous system, if it's something that brings calm, but you're not actually focusing on how you can set yourself up for the next day. And so really it becomes a choice of what you want in your life. And we'll talk about that tomorrow in day 7 when we wrap up this week with the Sleep Awareness Week. Again, if you want to share this with your friends, if you believe that it would help them and create better sleep for themselves so that they can actually enjoy their life more, share it with them. I'd love to hear your comment on if you already implement a last hour before bed, what does that routine look like for you? Is it very simple and easy to manage and not so rigid? Because when last hour before bed is so rigid, if anything goes off in that routine, then it can actually create lack of sleep for us because it creates dysregulation in the nervous system. So how can you make this last hour before bed just simple, peaceful, and setting yourself up for a win the next day? That's it for today. See you tomorrow.